Welcome back to Pour Temecula, your local wine, beer, and beverage podcast. Today, we're officially leaning into the cozy season. As it is fall, the mornings are crisp and the sweaters are out, especially when I walk my dogs in the evening and in the morning. And then if you're like, it's suddenly 95 degrees out in the middle of November in Temecula during the day, but it drops to like 50 at night. So you get the desert effect. Well, it's also finally acceptable to drink something with cinnamon in it. So, if you're drinking hot damn, good for you. You must be 21 or 19. So today we're talking all about fall beverages, some Thanksgiving wines, some beers, and cocktails that kind of define the season. And joining us once again today is HB Heather Rankin from Danza del Sol. So as always, you've been on here. Yeah. You also know the routine, so we don't have to explain it to you. But
yes,
Heather,
hello, hi, welcome. I'm welcome.
Besides wine all day long, every day, what else have you been drinking?
Oh my gosh. Well, no lie. So, actually, okay, so, and I can still connect it back into Temecula. So I want to give the biggest shout out to whoever is the wine rep for Stater Brothers. I normally am not a quote unquote store grocery wine person because I feel like when you're in the inside of things, you know that this is actually owned by the same company. And normally it's, Pinot Noir, Merlot, Cab, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, maybe like a Malbec, and you're like, woo. Anyway, I was in there like 2 weeks ago, just perusing, and I was actually like really impressed of that they had like smaller like things that I'm like, whoa, how did they get an allotment for this? This is really cool. And at that price, okay. And also, I'm normally not in this age anymore, a buyer of an animal on the cover. So there was a pig on it. And you may already know. So I saw it and it was called Scarpetta. And I was like, this sounds so familiar to me. Why do I feel like I know this name? And it was a Pinot Grigio from Friuli. And anyway, I turned it over and oh my gosh, I can't believe his name is escaping me at the moment. Master Som.
Oh, Bobby.
Bob, yes.
Bobby Stuckey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and I saw, and it said like, that he was a part of it. And that right there that I was like, okay, I know his hospitality. I'm going to believe it. In fact, I'm going to buy 2 bottles because, if you buy 6 bottles, you get 30% off. And anyways, I got the 2 bottles. I drank through those 2 bottles. I loved it so much. I went back like a few days later and they only had 1 more bottle. And I asked them if I could buy a case. And they're almost like, they're like, do you know that means 12 bottles? I'm like, yes, I do. I love this so much. And so, yeah, anyway, and interesting enough, it also wine-wise, it was the 2022 that I had. It was just like this racy acidity. It completely blew my mind of what I normally think of a Pinot Grigio. When I bought the case, it ended up being the 2023 because I was probably the only person that was buying the 22. But it was still very delicious. But also to show you with wine, there was definitely just a slight little different. There wasn't as much acidity, but still absolutely delicious. So, I'll just say I've just been going to town on this Pinot Grigio and, so Scarpetta, guys, you can get it in Temecula, but it's not Temecula.
I've had that wine. It's a really good. And if you're looking at the branch, you don't want Santa Margarita Pinot Grigio, but you also don't want like bottom shelf Pinot Grigio. That hits a nice point.
Pinot Grigio is usually like never a go-to for me. So I was only just because I was like, oh, Bobby Stuck, I believe in him, and I was really like the acid on this was so high. I feel like if you would have blinded me, I would have maybe even almost put it like at a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, which I know for some people that's too intense, but it was like a little bit less. It was just, I literally was, what the heck? Yeah. And at that price point. So yeah. So then it was about a case. So Stater Brothers and Temecula, or actually it's Marietta, Stater Brothers, Marietta, on Benton and Wilchester, whatever. Anyways, go check them out.
All right. What about you, Shannon?
So I went to Dirk and Michelle Ace, who we've had on the podcast. They had a winemaker's dinner at Two Travelers, and I got to attend as a guest, even though I worked there. So that was
Were you
really
a guest
fun.
at the time or a employee? Working
No, I was
employee?
actually
Okay.
I was a guest.
Okay.
Yeah, so I sat down with a bunch of friends, and
because even as employees, we never drink the wine, right?
No, never.
HB,
Never.
we're always 100% sober, and
but that wine dinner was really good. And then I also went on a wine and true crime tour with Becca from the Haunt Ghost Tours Temecula. That was so much fun. We went to, I think, 4 different wine bars, and she sat us all down. We did a tasting, and as we're doing the tasting, she had a couple of true crime stories that she told us, and it was so much fun. And I had something really interesting from Quail. That was one of our stops. They had a fermented pineapple juice with a tahini rim. So it was like, I don't know, like 4% alcohol. It was delicious.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
So that was really good. And then this weekend, I went to the cellar at Ponte, and I had I didn't actually order it. My friend ordered the espresso martini, and it came with toasted marshmallows in it. And I was like, I need to try this. Yeah. It was phenomenal. Yeah. I can't wait to go back and order my own.
Yes.
well, what a segue, because we do have some interesting cocktails for the end of the show. One of them used Pinot Grigio, and one of them that I'm going to talk about, the other one was some little toasted marshmallows. But I myself, it's been like a couple months since I think we've sat down and done this and talked about it. I went on quite a few trips, and then also got COVID, which completely wiped me out for a week. This round of it was much worse than the first time I had it, and lost my sense to smell for a period of time in there, which was a really strange thing. I have to say, I didn't happen the first time I had it. And people were talking about how they lost taste. And to this day, some people I've talked to about it still haven't regained it, their sense of smell completely, or their sense of taste. But for, the 2 days, I could not smell anything. Even though I could breathe normally, was really, really, really weird.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot of wine. I haven't really had a lot of wine since then, but I've had a lot of beer in that time. And I don't know about you ladies, but do you shop Costco? Well, I know you do.
It's been a while since we've been. I do have a Costco membership.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Shop Costco.
But surely you've seen the wine advent calendars you can get. You can get them at Aldi.
Yes.
I bet even Cost Plus World Market probably has one now. I didn't get the wine one. I've gotten the wine ones in the past, and to be honest, I find them a bit disappointing. Right? Yeah. Like one year we did an Aldi versus the Costco one. The Aldi wine's completely sucked. They were so bad. They were so bad. They were really, for the most part, undrinkable. And then the Costco ones are okay, but it's really the wines that they put in the Costco one are kind of like from everywhere. Yeah. It's like, I need a Bulgarian Cabernet Sauvignon. No, I really don't need a Bulgarian Cabernet. But anyway, what they started to do a couple years ago was they had a German beer advent calendar. Now, what we do is, because it comes out like at the beginning, the middle of September, and beer is always better fresher. And these are usually canned, are made probably in the late spring. That's when you have to have your orders done for Costco. So we do it every October when it's out. So it's like a mini Oktoberfest. We do. So you got 24. So we went through with some breaks in between, but we got through one a day for, I think 28 days, because I was gone for 4 days in October. And that was fun. That was really cool. And you got a whole range of German beers. There were some Oktoberfests in there. There were some lagers, pilsners, Bock beers, all kinds of stuff. So, and I don't think the price is too crazy. I think it's like $70 for that. And it's a great, it was a really fun thing to do. In the past, we've tried to pair them with other things too. But this time we just had it, and they're the tall cans. So it's enough for like 3 people to have like 5 ounces of, or a little taster of, and not get wasted on.
Okay, wow.
So So that was fun. But I also did go to, my daughter lives in Fort Collins, Colorado, which is kind of like the San Diego for beer wise. Yeah. Tons of brewery. You can throw a rock and hit a brewery. There's so many breweries in that little tiny area. It's pretty amazing. They even have at Colorado State University, they have a brewing program at school because so many people go from there to New Belgium Brewery, which makes like Fat Tire and Voodoo, all the different Voodoo Rangers. So we had some fun going around through there. My daughter's only 20, so next year she can join us on that. So anyway, so what do we have coming up? Well, first, Shannon is going to talk about some Thanksgiving wine suggestions. Then we're going to talk about some beers, some local beers, and then we'll move on to some cocktails. Woo! So some sangria and a few other autumn cocktails. And one is based off of a kombucha from Kombucha Brewing locally here in Temecula. And yeah, so that's what we have. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to talk some Thanksgiving wines. And Shannon has this very mysterious set of 3 wines in front of us. HB and I we have no idea what it is. She may not even, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know what this is. So we're going to find out in just a few minutes. All right. We are back with HB, or I'm back with HB and Shannon to talk about wines for the fall. So Shannon, why is fall different? Specifically, why do richer wines and lighter reds? Why are those kind of wines that kind of gravitate towards in the fall?
So I think typically for fall, thinking about Thanksgiving, you have turkey. Some people will do chicken, ham. It's a lot of lighter meats as opposed to like, a prime rib or a steak. And so you really do need to change your wine pairing philosophy. With lighter meats, you want red wines that have lower tannins. So it's not fighting with the meat. And then you do want lighter, fruitier red wines as well, just so they don't overpower. You don't want something crazy and oaky to overpower the lighter meats in the dishes that you normally have. For your white wine pairings, you're having a lot of richer vegetables. So you have like acorn squash, butternut squash, things that go really well with sage, and they're buttery. And so you do kind of want to lean into those richer white wines to kind of highlight and enhance those like buttery characteristics. But you still want that acidity from the white wines.
So a question for you, HB, is how do you see things transition from at Danza del Sol from selling and what people want to come in and taste during this time? Because, right now when we're recording, this is going to be a 95-degree day, but normally this time of year, mid 70s, maybe 80, pushing it.
I'm like, when is sweater weather here? We had like a week a few weeks ago, and I was like, it's here. Oh, it's gone. Goodbye. I have my flannel in my bag, which I'm like, I'll see you in 2 months, maybe. Well, gosh. So the great thing about Donza, and I feel like with a lot of wineries in Temecula, is there's a lot of versatility. But especially, so thinking of just Thanksgiving, also I think we have to think of who's the real star of the show? The food. And I'm sure us wine nerds have made that mistake before. You bring this bottle you've been saving or you're nerding about. And if you're lucky enough, you have some nerdy family members or friends that are like, tell me more about the cat that's on the thing. But for the most part, people are like, yeah, cool, give me a glass. We'll go. They're like, oh, sure. Or it's just like that. I think a lot of times, like the showstoppers will be those big, bold calves, but not for this meal. And so I always think of like someone wants to bring a big cab to spicy pad thai. And it's like, no, what have you done? So definitely holding it back. And I think one of the things now is kind of sharing the story with it. I feel like the best way to kick off Thanksgiving, and also it makes a great gift for your host. If you're not hosting, it's versatile, is bringing a brut, aka dry. That's a whole other conversation. Don't look for the word dry on the bottle because that's confusing. That's actually going to be sweet. But bring brut bubbles. It's a great way to start off the evening. It's a great gift. I feel like for the most part, that takes out any of the worry of like, do they like reds? Do they like whites? It can go with everything. And I was thinking of connecting it to Temecula, and I'm going to try my best not to be like Endanza Messia. I would say Carter Estate, because a little inside secret, if people didn't know, that though nearly every winery in Temecula does have a sparkling wine, to the best of my knowledge, I believe only 3 are actually making it on premise. Thornton, Carter, and I believe Renato at Akash is also making his. So of those, if truly to give that true quote unquote champagne method, I would say Carter Estate, and also just their bottles are very pretty, and so if you're giving it as a gift, it looks very aesthetically like this is for you and Temecula and the story behind it. I think that's a good way of kicking it off. And then just as you said, like when it comes to the wines, I think this is now the time. Grenache as Pinot Noir, especially if we're going to say that for the most part, Pinot Noir doesn't really grow here. I think South Coast has some hills somewhere that they grow it, but isn't in like actually Temecula. So enter Grenache. That's like Temecula's sun-loving sister, light body, lower tannin, fruit forward. So it's not going to overpower your poultry. And I tend to get kind of cranberry notes and a little citrusy notes with the Grenache. And I feel like that's great for the cranberry sauces that are going on. And even though I know this is coming from the vegetarian, growing up in my family, I don't know, we called it the crazy, like the sandwich the next day that is like the entire meal with it. Did you guys?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course. No, that's what you eat Friday.
Yeah.
That's what you eat Saturday. And then, like by Sunday, if it's still there, then it's time to go in the trash.
I feel like that. And then so I feel like if someone, the Grenache is too light for, so also I would say my Grenache recommendation would be for Aces, actually. Their Grenache is so special, as terroir. There's always this like little sage note that I pick up, and there's this estate grown, and I feel like anytime I try theirs, that I'm like, this is Ace. And I just think it's a perfect Thanksgiving wine. And of course, I just love them so much. But if someone wants a little bit more oomph, but without overpaying the meal, I would say a GSM, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvèdre, or Monastral. And that can add a little bit more of the spice. If you're doing anything with a little bacon on it. Again, I feel like Grenache is getting all the love today. I feel like a dry rosé is another great way to go because you satisfy the white, the red person, and it also has a little bit of oomph, but it still a bit acid. Don't fear the pink. So I think that's another one when it comes to ones. And just you're saying a stronger, more full body white. And typically, I'm not a big Chardonnay. The time and the place, I tend to like more acid. But I recently at Crush. Kawe, they had a wild yeast Chardonnay. I want to say they used neutral barrels. It could be stainless steel, but it wasn't your typical Rombarry oaky
buttery
butter, but it still had that a little oomph to it, and I was really pleasantly surprised. So that's for your buttery mashed potatoes, your all the richer, fatty things for it. As again, you want to have a wine you love, but you don't want then the meal to be overpowered or the wine to be like, oh, especially if you're the person bringing the wine, that they're like, I thought she was the wine girl.
Well, this is a great segue because Shannon recently posted on Instagram a whole series of different wine pairings and food. So how do you want to talk about by food or you want to talk about by like style of wine?
Yeah, I'll kind of talk about both. So people always ask me, what do you pair with Thanksgiving food? So, obviously, great question. Yeah.
Well, let's start turkey.
Yeah. So
that's
turkey.
That's the star, right?
Yeah.
Well, or a complete flop.
Depending
on the person cooking it.
So yeah, turkey, you're going to have your herbs, your butter. Yeah. Some people throw some white wine in there. I think having a Chardonnay, something that's not too oaky or buttery. I love the one you described. Yeah. My first thought for Temecula Chardonnay was the one from Ace Winery. Yeah. Theirs is delicious. While it's not, buttery or oaky. I do think that would pair
Yes.
really well with the turkey. I also think Beaujolais is my favorite Thanksgiving wine pairing because it just goes with everything.
Yeah.
And it's a people pleaser. Even people who don't typically like red wine might like this because the tannins are really low. It's very juicy, fruity, mouth-watering, delicious. That Beaujolais will pair with everything.
Yeah, it also hits that kind of price point where it's not really expensive, and for $20 you can get
a great
very
bottle.
good Beaujolais. Yeah.
And I would say on that too, I feel like, and if for inside baseball, if you didn't know, Beaujolais is Gamay grape. So it may have already happened. The Nouveau Day.
No, it's I think next week.
Or next week. So,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, when this
It's close.
airs.
It's close.
And so I will just say, even though it's a really fun thing, the Nouveaux don't, for $5 more, you can actually find a really great Beaujolais. I feel like the ones that they were, that actually, de Boeuf, or I forget what it's
Boeuf,
Yeah, the buff, yeah.
I feel like don't let that be your only representation of it, because there is actually really great Gamay.
Yes.
But that one, I feel like if you'd have it, it's very bubblegummy and kind of reminds me like church wine in that sense. But again, you spend $5 more, which is, you said, which would still be like $15 at max. You can get a really lovely Gamay Beaujolais. So I think Beaujolais is an awesome rec.
Yeah. I also really love Pinot Noir and Carignan.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot of earthy tones to go with all of the herbs that you'll be using in all of your dishes. But they still have that fruit. And I love Pinot Noir and Carignan.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, let's move. What else? Potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. I think, like HB
Mashed
said,
or roasted?
I do mashed potatoes.
Do mashed. Most people do
Because you need
mashed.
you have to put the gravy on something.
Okay. That's true. That's true. Okay, of course.
Yeah, my husband makes one like, oh god, it is so good, but I don't know how many pounds of butter is. It's like almost yellow.
It's more butter than
like,
potato.
In a casserole, it is so good, but that you're like, oh wow, like literally like wear the drawstring pants to it. But yeah, I think the Chardonnay then makes it that creaminess with cream. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I love Chardonnay with mashed potatoes. I think that's a good call.
Okay. Anything else?
Something very specific comes to mind, which might not be something that's easy to find, but I had a Pinot Blanc from Germany.
Okay.
It was a reserve Pinot Blanc, so it did have, I think it had a very small amount of time in oak, but it wasn't new oak, I don't think. And it went through malolactic fermentation. I spent some time on the leaf, so it was a very different Pinot Blanc.
So that's a wine nerd's Thanksgiving.
Sorry for all that.
No, I think it's an excellent. I hadn't thought about that. I was thinking maybe an oaked Chenin Blanc, but I think maybe the acidity might be too high for a South African Chenin Blanc.
Yeah.
That might be too much.
Oh
but
my gosh.
Yeah. But this Pinot Blanc I had actually inspired me to do Thanksgiving wines as our theme for Two Travelers Wine Club this month.
Yeah.
So that's
awesome.
I had that. I was like, this would be perfect with turkey, mashed potato stuff. I could picture it with everything.
Oh, I love that.
all right, let's move down the list. Let's go to our veggies. First off, what veggies are you having besides some sort of yam sweet potato concoction? I know that we make it in our house like a creamier style rather than chunky.
We do
potatoes.
a mix, I think. Well, for yams, we've always done the ones out of the can. And
so we've experimented, and I think it's actually better that you can get a smoother.
It is.
Yeah.
I tried to do. I think when I cook Thanksgiving dinner, I like to try and do I just create the most amount of work possible for myself.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So I do fresh sweet potatoes, and I peel them and slice them up, but it's not the same as when my aunt makes it with the can.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So we do that. And then my grandma has this amazing green bean recipe. It's not green bean casserole though. Yeah. She does the fresh French green beans with a ton of butter. I want to say rosemary is the herb. I can't recall. And then also some almonds. And that's our
Brussels sprouts?
I do Brussels sprouts.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
something I've brought to our tradition.
Okay, so we're talking a little more earthy, savory kind of stuff. So what kind of wines are going to go with those sort of items and complement the mashed potatoes, which have the richness, and the kind of turkey has that herbal?
Yeah, typically when I think like green veggies like that, my mind goes to like Sauvignon Blanc or Verdicchio.
Yeah.
But those aren't, they're not going to be the best fit for the rest of the table.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a tricky one. But I think Beaujolais would pair with all of it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh
any
gosh,
ideas for those?
it's so wild. As like the wine people, like I'm thinking of every dish, but normally at the table it's like one bottle's going down until that one's down, and the same thing. They're like, and they already left the room. Where'd they go? Like, they don't care what I have to say. I'll say one thing. Again, the Italian. My grandmother, who we called Nani, it was called Nani salad. It was everything. It was fresh from her garden. I don't know. It's these kinds of cucumbers, but they look yellow, like a little ball. They're kind of fuzzy.
Oh.
If you know if you've no. Google, and they're super good. And then these Walla Walla onions.
Be careful Googling tiny yellow fuzzy balls. So,
Okay.
and cucumbers, just FYI.
And then Walla Walla onions, which are actually like sweet onions, and then these amazing tomatoes, which again, it's like when you're picking from your garden, you're not picking them until they're completely ripe. So everything was just so sweet. And she would just use olive oil and balsamic vinegar and salt and pepper on it. So simple, but yet it was like yum, 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 gimme. And of course, only she would always make it right. And when I think about that, because of the onion to it, the acid from the tomatoes, and as well as the balsamic, that makes me think, okay, I want something with more acid. So I would kind of think of more like a Vermentino. Donza does make a great Vermentino, but I've Dofo, I recently had their Vermentino, and I thought that was really nice too. So I think still have the acid. And then again, trying to keep it as if I'm pouring Temecula wine, Pour Temecula. Sauvignon Blanc, Renzoni, I had theirs a little while ago, and what they're doing, it had that really bright, crisp acid. I'm just so drawn to those acid flavorings. I know a lot of people would probably say like a dry German Riesling, but I feel like that is getting into the wine nerdiness. And for the most part in the Valley, even though at Donza we have done a dry Riesling, and I think there might be a couple others, the sweeter ones out here tend to be a little bit better, and I would save those ones for dessert wise, which could actually be a transition of dessert. As you know, this is not put away the reds. I either say with the bubbles or sweet with sweet. Again, not to plug Donza again, but we make an orange muscat. I would say sticking with other wineries could do a muscat or a Riesling, but I would just say there's more than 100 different varietals or sub-varietals of muscat. Orange is one of them. I think there's about 7 or 8 varietals in Temecula that are grown. And ironically enough, it's very peachy apricot. And this current one tastes almost like peach pie filling. And I feel like with pecan or pecan, however you want to say it, I feel like that really kind of brings like that sweet nuttiness together, and with the pumpkin ties it all in. So yeah, I would slide. I'm not normally a sweet person, but when it comes to dessert, fill it up. So.
I like that.
All right, what else do we have on the Thanksgiving table? What other wines did you mention?
Some of the other wines I mentioned were Zinfandel, Merlot, and Barbera. I would just try to find ones that are maybe in a fresher style.
Yes,
so not so fully
rich.
oaky, jammy, because that can kind of overpower. Like if you have those really oaky, jammy ones, you may want to save that for the holidays, if you're doing like prime rib.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you get a Barbera from Piedmont, you can get Barbera d'Asti or Barbera d'Alba. Either one of those, you're going to have like great fruit, great acidity, low tannins. That's going to be a hit.
Oof, I love that. Right
Okay, what about pumpkin pie? Or are people, have they given up after all the other food? Because I don't know. I don't think we do pies mostly because we have all that other food, and it's like you get a tiny little sliver, and then you're like, no one eats it after that.
Yeah. My mom makes I may be
Or
partial,
pecan
but
pie.
she makes the best pie. She makes her crust from scratch.
Wow.
We always know to save room for dessert because it's her pie. So she'll do apple, and then she will do pecan pie, and sometimes we'll do pumpkin. We don't always do pumpkin, but her apple and pecan are just the best. I would do with those two, if you don't have a dessert wine or don't have bubbles or all you have is red wine, go with a Zinfandel with cinnamon. Anything with cinnamon and Zinfandel, I love that pairing. Even if it's not a sweet wine, I think it works.
Or even going off the wine, and I'm really not like a big bourbon or whiskey, but I will just say, so yesterday was my husband's birthday, and we went to Hendo's.
I've been there.
He's a big Scotch whiskey bourbon kind of guy, and he got, it might sound gross, but he was like, "This is amazing." It was called a French toast Manhattan, and it was like a cinnamon infused bourbon with a maple bacon. Stick it in, all the things right up his alley. But because I was like almost joking at first of like, and he's like, that actually sounds really good. And then he got it and he was like, wow, this is really good. Like, I wonder if I could recreate this at home. So I feel like that
would be a good one. Yeah,
be that like kind of bourbony and the night we're feeling good, and a little sweetness to add to it. So
yeah.
All right, so we have 3 wines in front of us. What are we doing now, Shannon?
All right. I have 3 wines. They're all the same varietal. It is single varietal.
Oh my gosh.
And it is one of the varietals that we've mentioned.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to blind taste these. I've numbered the glasses. There's 5, 9, and 7. I mean, you can rearrange them if you want to do 5, 7, 9.
Or 6, 7, as the kids say. I don't know what
6, 7.
that means.
Okay, all right. So for those out there that are wondering what 6, 7 means, 6, 7, and you're going to see this. I'm motioning my hand, the hand movement. It means absolutely nothing. It is something devised by teenagers that was meant to drive adults nuts. I just spent a week in Mexico, and the teenagers were going around 6, 7. You know the best way to shut them up about that? Be an adult and start repeating it. And then they go like, oh, that's dumb.
They're like, that's not cool anymore.
That's not cool anymore. That's the best way I found in life is to get to just become whatever they love.
I'm so happy no one else knows. Everyone's like, no one knows, but it's
Yeah, I do. It means it's technically it's brain rot.
Yeah. There was a house
It means nothing.
There was a house at Halloween that did like left candy in the front, and it said like, please take 2 or 3 candies, not 6, 7. Like, you got me there. Okay, 5, 9, 7.
All right. Let's smell and taste.
Okay. Oh, and question: are these?
None of them are from Temecula.
Oh, okay.
So there's
All right.
another, but they're all from different places.
So just from the color, they're all a little bit lighter. You can actually see through most of them. So they're paler red, and they are red wines, if we didn't say that. They're a little more garnet tinged than I would say. Like the last one has a deeper red color to it, kind of like a brick red. They all have sort of a similar nose profile to it, like meaty, smoky, gamey, red fruits, little floral activity, dried flowers, dried rose petals. So, and they all kind of taste like the little bit elevated acidity, more of those red fruits, some a little fresher than other ones, some like a little bit more like toasty, oaky notes.
Number 2 or number 9? Getting that like violet like there's something that just hit me of like, and I haven't even physically tasted it yet, but something just hit me of like, I've had this before on the nose. Like, it's all coming back. It's all,
almost like a little bit of like peony floral in the last one, or maybe the last 2. The first one's really, to me has like the most amount of kind of like mature flavor aroma.
Yeah, I
and
get some like
the
spiced
smoky
berries. And
Yeah. It's kind of like potpourri-ish. It sounds like those, like my mom always had like this potpourri dish. Like here on Shannon's table, she has like the pine cones, but my mom would like get the most intensely aromatic mix that you can, you could walk into like a Hobby Lobby and it just bowls you over because it's so strong. It's always what she would get.
Sorry, one thing that just made me think, again, getting back to Stater Bros. This is brought to you by Stater Bros. Marietta. Is they have right now those pine cones that smell cinnamony and those get me.
That's just what I was trying to describe.
Okay, and they have oh god, that smells good. Okay, I'm definitely okay. I mean, I guess we really only honed in on 3, but I feel like doesn't have quite the intensity I was thinking of Pinot Noir, even though Pinot. So I'm thinking I'm like in the Gamay Grenache tug of war right now. And the first one, like taste wise, I'm getting a lot more cinnamon. I feel like this center one number 9 feels younger to me. Ooh, in color, number 1 or number 5 has more of like the oranger tinge, so I feel like probably has a little bit more age to it. Oh god, actually when I turn these, so number 5, aka number 1, just looking at them feels older to me because the more oranginess, meniscus.
See, I'm thinking 3 things. Grenache, possibly, but it's not licorice. I always associate red licorice with Grenache and red raspberry, but there is a red berry-ish tone to it, or Sangiovese, or Nebbiolo.
Ooh, I feel like if it was Nebbiolo, I feel like I'd be getting
the tannins would be strong.
Yeah.
The last one doesn't have the color of Nebbiolo, but that's not necessarily a thing so much.
And gosh, I'm thinking in my mind, last time I had a Gamay, I'm feeling like it was more purpley in my mind. So I feel like I'm getting Grenache. Oh, this could be wrong, but you know what? That's okay. All right. But the number 1 or number 5, I'm getting more cinnamon cranberry. Number 2 or number 7, more floral. And also looking wise, 7 looks and smells and tastes younger. I feel like it would, if we were doing, I'd be like number 7 is the youngest, then number 9, then number 5.
Well, let's look at it this way. Structurally, Grenache, we would be looking for higher alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it has high alcohol?
No, not at all.
I don't think so either. But it doesn't have high tannin either. More moderate.
Are you Gamay?
do you guys want a hint?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think number 7 smells the most like this typically.
Okay. Oh man. All right.
Oh God, this is horrible. Yeah, I think if I was blind tasting these like you guys, I would not have a clue what these are because
they're
all so different.
Is this one of the major varietals in the world?
Yeah.
Or it is?
Yep.
So international varietal.
Yes.
Okay.
So then that's making me. Now you're throwing them up. Now I'm thinking. Pinot Noir. Now is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pinot Noir. Then.
Yeah. Oh, then
it does.
Gotcha. It's actually.
So it's not Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay?
Yeah, 100%,
it is. It sucks.
And
it's
Rick,
not Merlot.
And Rick, you brought up such a great point.
Merlot
about Grenache. That's something I always take of that, like, even though it's lighter, but that alcohol that I'm like, but it's going to get you, it tends to be 14, 15, which this feels like,
No, I would go, since you say that and you say it's the last one smells like an American Pinot Noir from I don't want to say Santa Rita Hills, but like Russian River Valley.
One now, maybe because the seed's been planted, but now I'm also getting like potting soil, earthy, as the wine people like to say, forest floor. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Are these all three from the same country?
They're from 3 different countries.
Okay.
And 3
you did say that.
Very different price points.
Okay. The first one I would say is Burgundy or Oregon.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're going there. Okay. I meant like we're saying where things are from. Yeah.
Yeah. The second one I would, maybe that one's more Oregon-like.
The second one smells like something so familiar to me, and I don't know what it is.
Okay, I'm definitely overall.
And the last one it feels very California Pinot Noir.
I'm definitely going to say Pinot Noir now, especially since Ricky brought the great point that I'm not getting the high alcohol from the Grenache. Gamay, I wouldn't, though it's known, I wouldn't consider that like a major.
Worldwide.
Yeah, that people wouldn't have like, what? So that had put, which I had started to cross it. Pinot Noir. I'm going to say Pinot Noir. The third one to me feels Californian. I don't Monterey. No, I don't. Yeah.
If you guys had to put a price point on these, because that's another good Thanksgiving topic. Like how much are you spending?
Okay, actually, also I want to say a side thing of just because I doubt they're listening to this, or maybe they are, and you could sponsor us as well. I feel like when you bring a bottle, if you're willing to pay a corkage fee, like you want to bring a bottle that you've been saving, or maybe it's more expensive or whatever. And yesterday, because we went out for brunch, and I had looked at their menu before, and I this is only positive things, but I like the wine thing that I was like, So I brought a bottle of Veuve Clicquot. Okay. And I will just say, and I've had it in the past, I was very underwhelmed. And I felt like if you would have blinded me, I would have thought it was, it could have been a Costco $10. Like, honestly, recently, what did I have? Sorry, not from Temecula. Chateau Carneros. They had their champagne house, and it was their sparkling wine, and it was a 2021
Domaine Carneros, I think.
Domaine Carneros, yeah. And I was, there was just so much complexity to it, and honestly, the Veuve, I was like, can I get some orange juice, please? Like, I was really, I think I was expecting,
no. So we could have a whole podcast on wines and sparkling wines and things like that are very overrated for their label.
Yes,
and Veuve Clicquot has become that over the past probably 15 years. There are so many great alternatives, and sparkling wine in the U.S. has really started to take off and become much more of a mature industry. Okay, all right, back to our focus.
Okay.
All right.
So what price point would you spend on each of these wines?
That's a different question. I think my least favorite is the middle one. And I think it's kind of, it's hard to like pinpoint anything in it. And it feels a little lackluster on the palate. But that doesn't mean it's cheap.
But I feel like I get a slight
quirky, like a little quirky must.
A little slightly something, but it isn't too much that some would be like, "Ooh, I really like that." It isn't like, honestly, oof.
I feel like the last one is the most expensive one, only because I think that's a California Pinot Noir, and I think it's a kind of you're just going to pay more.
I feel like,
and the first one I feel is a Burgundy-ish.
And I feel like number one, or the first one has more age to it. But I feel like the third one would probably be the crowd pleaser of the.
Yes, I think so. If it is an American Pinot Noir, that's usually what I always pick from my cellar for Thanksgiving.
So
I would say the last one's like 50, 60. The burgundy's maybe 40. And then the middle one's kind of like maybe a $25 like Pinot Noir. That's just kind of like where I'm at.
Would you pay $300 for any of these?
For any of them?
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh gosh. I would no.
I agree.
Yeah. She's like, and I did, and I regret every moment of it.
Oh no. If I'm guessing it was probably the first one was the most expensive one then if it's a Burgundy. If it's a Grand Cru, it could be a Grand Cru type Burgundy, but the last one seems like the most priciest. I don't know. Okay. All right, Shannon.
All right.
Yeah, we're beyond ready. Get this misery over with.
It's actually Cabernet. What?
Okay, so the first one we're tasting, which goes by number 5. So first of all, it is all Pinot Noir.
Yay! All right. Okay, we did it.
So the first one is the Japanese Pinot Noir.
Wow, that's so cool.
Wow. It's funny that I mentioned that.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Also, I think HB, you mentioned cats. So these all have cats on the label.
Oh my gosh.
What is life?
Wait a minute. I think the Ghost Tours girl rubbed off on us. Dun, dun, dun. We're now possessed. Okay, where's that from?
So this is, I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. I know it's from Japan. It's a 2022 Pinot Noir. I know it's a female winemaker.
I love that.
She does really small production. It's extremely hard to get. I think
maybe this is the wine I was...
got like 3 bottles and I got one of them.
Was this something that was at Two Travelers? Or how did...
We buy a lot of sake from this importer. Oh my God. And so they allowed us to purchase 3 bottles. And I think I bought one, Nate bought one, and there might still be one on the shelf. So,
all right.
But it does retail for somewhere between $200 and $300.
Oh my God! Oh, holy! I was gonna say, I was like, actually,
It is really interesting, though. It does come across as very burgundy-ish.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
Yeah, what a compliment that you're like. I think the first one is that's very So shout out. How do
I don't know how to pronounce her name?
Yeah, I don't.
Mayokino.
Anyways, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
So our second wine is the cat wine.
What are you talking about the cat? Oh my God.
The $5 cat wine.
You talked about this on an episode,
yes,
right?
We did.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So this is the cat wine from World Market.
Oh my God.
It's a 2023. It's from Pfalz, Germany. And this does taste a little bit different than what I remember it tasting like.
High production issues, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Or different.
And that one runs, I think it's like $10.
I was kidding. Honestly, the bottle, I think it's cheeky. It's fun. And in my mind, I'm like, and afterwards you could make it into a candle or something. Like a candle holder.
Yeah, there's a flower one. I've been staring at it for like the past hour. So every time I'm like, the cat wine.
All right. And our last one is from Hirsch Vineyards. So this is,
and there's another cat.
And it's a cat on the label. Wow. So this one is from Sonoma. Wow. It's I think it's about $50, maybe $60 a bottle. I'll have to double check. Maybe less than that.
That makes sense. Yeah. It has that profile. I've had this similar thing for a long time. This is the one I would actually choose to have with my turkey. The last one. Yeah. And I mean, if you're going to do Thanksgiving and have wine, I mean, you got to have at least one American wine in there. It is Thanksgiving.
I just, wow, dear listeners, when I just had mentioned like a cat, I had no idea.
All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to split this into 2 episodes because we have so much content. Gosh. But we got to rate these in our rating system. If you have, you've listened to it. So it's dump it, try it, pour it or buy it. So we'll start with the middle one with the cat wine. I'm gonna say this is a dump it. I can't drink it. Honestly, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
it's just a weird.
I feel I have a dump it and buy it. Dump it if you're gonna drink it, but buy it as a cute maybe white elephant gift or to your cat loving friend as like. This is just like never open this.
As a wine, it's a dump. As a bottle, it's a buy it.
As an aesthetic, but as the actual beverage inside.
But save your wine. Do something else. Do a braise or something with it.
Yes,
I don't think there's anything wrong. I just
cooking wine.
It's got a weird. It's like this weird musty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
but not mushroomy.
Like that's what I said. Like I felt like a slight. Some slight fault, not enough that you're, but just like maybe something's a little off.
All right, Shannon, what do you say?
Yeah, I think
you had a better version before.
I either had a better version before, but also my sister-in-law and I drank it after we had done the Danish wine episode. So, I mean, we thought it was delicious.
And you're like, cat's wine. This is the cat's meow.
So yeah, maybe if you're gonna buy it, drink it last.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my god.
Pull it out for dessert. And everybody else is already drinking stuffed, and that's actually, you know what? It is pretty fruity.
I could see it
with
going
cranberry.
with dessert. Yeah.
Like with the cranberry, it depends if you like real cranberry or the like Jello blob that comes out of a can.
No hate on
it. It has the cranberry. Anyway, okay. Let's go to. We'll save the other cat. Wait, they're all cat wines. I know. Okay, we'll do the American one.
Okay,
the one that was last that we had. I guess to me that is I would buy it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And that would definitely be the Thanksgiving wine. Mm-hmm. And I think $50 to $60. Yeah. You still have something that you can bring it. You can either have it by your family at home or take it to a family's party and still feel sophisticated and have a good wine. And I think everybody would mostly enjoy it, you know, except for the Busch Light drinking crowd. But
I actually think, so this vintage that we have, it's 2021, and I had their 2022, which I think is what we're selling at Two Travelers right now. And I actually like the 22 better. Ooh. But I also really enjoy this one.
Yeah, I would say buy it.
Really delicious.
I feel like definitely a crowd pleaser. Again, that I hate being about like, oh, the label, but it has I want to know what is the story about, and maybe it says on the back or something, but like, what is about the black cat in there? And
it does say so. On the label, our fearless hero, Bobes the cat, prowls the hills and dales of Hirsch. So
I love it. Yeah. I think this one, good price point. This would be great for crowd pleaser. That's what Thanksgiving, and you want to appease the crowds. So yeah, buy it. And you can buy it at Two Travelers. Friends, head on down there. 2022 vintage is available.
All right. And last we have the Japanese Pinot Noir. First off, thank you for sharing this wine.
You're welcome.
I've never had a Japanese wine. And Japanese Pinot Noir is all the rage. You could probably sold this for probably more than you paid for it. Wow. Just saying. Now, to me, I mean,
buy it if you have the income.
Buy it if you got the income and desire and the intrigue behind it. Other than that, it's probably a pour it for me. So thank you very much. This is, it is super interesting, and it does come across as people who I like Burgundy, and this is very Burgundian in nature, way more so than I think Oregon Pinot Noir is.
Mm-hmm. I would feel like if you have the income, buy it for it, or this would be when we start being maybe I wouldn't pour this out thing. I feel like this would be for my nerdy gathering with my wine
this
friends.
Is the ultimate wine nerd wine to bring super wine nerd. This is to impress other wine nerds that are podcasting on this episode right now.
Not for the Busch Light drinkers of the family, but thank you. That's so cool. Yeah. And my mind is still just
would you buy it again? Would you, if you had the opportunity, or is it like, okay, got the one time that satisfies the urge to really to do it again.
That's probably how I feel about
Yeah.
it. However, she does make a Merlot and a Chardonnay, and I would be willing to buy one of those and try them.
Interesting. I think I'd probably be more. I would be interested in the Merlot, but I'd probably be more interested in the Chardonnay.
I really just don't think I've had Japanese wine, and not to also be like, let's plug two travelers. But did you guys, I know you guys did a sake night, but did you guys do a wine night featuring this?
No.
Or is this something in the works?
No. We literally could only get 3 bottles.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I just haven't really when we were in Japan, we drank sake. I think because things were it was like beer and sake because the other things were just so expensive. I didn't even
this is one of those specialty things where you buy enough from a distributor or a rep, and they give you access to other things that other people aren't going to get. So
this makes me want, and I'm sure there probably isn't even from a different creator or producer, but it piqued my interest now.
Yeah.
What are they doing
really
over there?
crazy.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Okay, so that's going to wrap up our wine portion. We're going to split this episode into 2 parts. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some beer and some cocktails and then finish up. So thanks for joining us this week. And thanks again to HB and Shannon for hosting us, of course, again. And thanks for coming back on, HB, and talking a little wine. But we're going to take a little break, and then we'll be back with next week's episode. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.